We are told the same story from the moment we are born. It is whispered in our ears by our parents, shouted at us by politicians, and sold to us in every movie and TV show. Go to school, get a good job, find a partner. And then, the ultimate goal, the peak of human achievement. Buy a house. This is the American dream. The white picket fence, the two-car garage, the backyard barbecues. They tell you it is not just a place to live. It is the ultimate investment, the foundation of generational wealth, the key to stability. But what if I told you that is the single biggest, most expensive financial lie ever told? What if I told you that the American dream has slowly, silently mutated into the American nightmare? Today, if you follow that advice, if you stretch your budget to buy that dream house, you are not signing a contract for freedom. You are not a homeowner. You are a debt owner. And the house you think you own is actually a sophisticated, highly efficient machine designed to transfer your wealth, your hard-earned labor, from your pocket directly into the vaults of the biggest banks on Wall Street. Slowly, methodically, for decades. Welcome to EconDecoded. Today, we are going to burn down the myths of home ownership. Let's stop talking about feelings and dreams and start talking about math. The math they don't want you to see. Let's say you want to buy a typical house in America today. Let's call it $500,000. You've saved up for years, scraped together the 20% down payment. That's $100,000 in cash, gone. Poof. Tied up in drywall and lumber. Now, you need to borrow the rest. You take out a $400,000 mortgage. You go to the bank and they tell you the good news. You qualify. The interest rate is 7%. Doesn't sound too bad, right? It's a small single-digit number. So you sign the papers. Your monthly payment is about $2,660, and you have to make that payment every single month for the next 30 years. Now, here is the magic trick. The bank calls it amortization. I call it highway robbery. You think half goes to debt and half to interest? That would be fair. But that is not how it works. In the very first year, out of that $2,260 payment, guess how much goes to paying down your actual debt? About $300. That's it. The other $2,300, that goes straight into the bank's pocket as pure profit, interest, every single month. Let's fast forward 10 years. You have sent the bank over $300,000. You'd think you'd made a dent, right? Wrong. You still owe almost $350,000. You've barely scratched the surface. Let's look at the final tally after 30 years. You paid the loan back, plus an additional $558,000 in interest. Total cost, over $1 million for a $500,000 house. You didn't buy one house. You bought one for yourself, and you bought 1.5 for the bank. And you thank them for the privilege. But wait, you say, at least the house is mine. I'm building equity. Is it really? Let me introduce you to your two silent partners who demand a cut of your money forever: the government and the insurance company. First, property tax. It never ends. Even after you pay off the mortgage, you still pay the government. If you stop, they take your house. So, who really owns it? You are just renting it from the county. Second, insurance. You think this is optional? The bank won't let you risk their collateral. That's another few $1,000s a year. Gone. Forever. And then there is maintenance. When you rent and the toilet breaks, you call the landlord. When you own, you are the landlord. Roofs leak, pipes burst, AC units die. Experts say budget 1 to 2% of your home's value every year for repairs. On a $500K house, that's up to $10,000 a year, just to keep it from rotting. Let's do the real math on your monthly cost. Mortgage, tax, insurance, maintenance. It's almost $4,000 a month. And remember, when you rent, that check is the maximum you pay. When you own, your mortgage is just the minimum. Okay, but my house is appreciating. I'm making money on paper. Are you? Let's talk about the equity trap. You feel rich because Zillow says your house is worth more. But can you spend that equity? Can you buy groceries with your kitchen cabinets? Can you pay for college with your roof shingles? No. House wealth is illiquid. It is trapped. You think you made a profit when you sell? Did you subtract the interest paid, the taxes, the repairs, the agent fees? When you do the real math, most people are lucky to break even. Your house is not a savings account. A savings account doesn't need a new roof every 20 years. A house is a very expensive luxury consumption item that we have tricked ourselves into believing is an investment. This is why we have so many house-poor Americans. They live in million-dollar homes but live paycheck to paycheck. They have high net worth on paper but zero cash. They are drowning in a sea of drywall. But the financial cost is only half the story. The other half is what it does to your freedom. Home ownership is the ultimate pair of golden handcuffs. Renters are mobile. They can move for better jobs or cheaper rent. Homeowners are anchored. Selling takes months and costs thousands. You are stuck. You pass up career opportunities because you can't move right now. You stay in a job you hate because you need that steady paycheck to feed the mortgage beast. It turns dynamic risk-takers into conservative debt serfs. Banks and employers love this. A workforce drowning in debt is a compliant workforce. You won't quit. You won't strike. You show up and obey because the bank needs its money. It's a form of social control. And think about the opportunity cost. What if you invested that down payment in the stock market instead of burying it in the ground? In 30 years, you could be a millionaire without ever fixing a toilet. You sacrificed future wealth for the illusion of ownership today. So, why does this myth persist? Because a multi-trillion-dollar real estate industrial complex, banks, agents, builders, government, spends billions convincing you that renting is for losers and buying is for winners. They depend on you believing the lie. It's time to wake up. In the 21st century economy, mobility, liquidity, and financial freedom are far more valuable than a deed to a piece of land heavily leveraged with debt. For most young people trying to build wealth, buying a house with a massive mortgage is a trap. It's like strapping a concrete block to your leg and trying to swim. Rent is not throwing money away. Rent is buying freedom. Stop chasing the American nightmare. Break the cables of debt and define your own dream, one that doesn't require 30 years of payments to a bank. This was EconDecoded.